This is Karishma, and today's lecture, the video, would be about the importance of storytelling in any teaching session or any training session. It's a very good way to catch the attention and ingrain the thing that you actually want to implement in the class session. Today I'm going to tell you about a story which I read maybe when I was a kid. Stories with morals. So this story is with a moral, and every storytelling session is actually, can be based on certain traits that you want your classroom to portray. For example, if you want to inculcate listening habits in a classroom, you can actually choose a story which is revolving around the importance of listening, active listening. So today's story is about the importance of the thing that is in hand, rather than pursuing the things that are not even there with you yet. So the name of the story is Greedy Lion. Now, I'll start the story. I really don't believe in making faces and while telling the story. So I just keep my normal expressions. So storytelling is mostly about that it should be clear with the message that I want to implement, or the message that I want to convey should be clear. I believe in that. So the story is about a greedy lion. Now I'll start the story. So it was a hot day and the lion was resting in his den. All of a sudden he felt hungry. He came out of his den and he started searching for anything that is there, here and there. So he caught hold of a hare and he was about to eat it, but he looked at it and thought, this small little hare, how will it satisfy my hunger? It's too small to satisfy my hunger. And he was disappointed a bit, but then again he looked at him and it looked like something to eat. So he was about to kill it, that he saw a deer running towards the bushes. So he became greedy. He left the hare and he went running after the deer, but the moment he went close to the deer, he ran into the bushes and he disappeared. So he didn't have the hare to eat as well, and the deer also ran to the bushes. So he left with a hungry stomach. So the moral of the story is the bird in hand is always two in bush. This story actually can be started if you want to if you're starting a classroom session and you want to inculcate the practice of the things that they already have, in order to pay more gratitude to the things that they have, rather than just running after the things that they don't have, because students have this habit of comparing and missing the opportunities that are there presently in order to pursue the bigger things that look more enticing to them. So this is a very good way in order to start a classroom session, and they'll listen to it. We all are maybe in tune to storytelling right from the birth time, because we've been told stories by our parents, so we kind of like it. So any story telling session is a very good way in order to inculcate any classroom session, where you want to discipline the classroom session or inculcate some traits in them. So storytelling is a very good way to add it in your training session, to add it in your teaching practices. The students will like it and your classroom will be more engaging, and they'll find it interesting as well. So it's all about making it interesting, the topic's interesting. So storytelling is a very good way in order to make a topic interesting. I have this book called Divas Swapn by Giju Badheka. Now this book is about a person, a passionate teacher who wanted to prove his mettle in teaching, and he wanted to experiment because he realized the teaching method is quite monotonous. So how did he make it interesting? It's very interesting to see in this book, Divya Sapin. So if you want, you can purchase it. Maybe it will be available on Amazon or Flipkart. But in this book also, this teacher also inculcate in every subject. He added some storytelling in history. In history concepts, he tried to make it interesting because his class was really naughty. So he tried to inculcate those lessons through storytelling. It's quite interesting the way he, the practices that he implements, the new practices he implements in order to make the subjects interesting to the students so that they pay attention and they find it interesting. So that was all for today. That was I thought that I'll tell you one tip how to make a teaching and a training session interesting. So storytelling is one way, and stay tuned for the next educational video that I'm going to make. I'll be covering one more interesting thing or interesting tip that I'm going to give you to make your classroom session, training session interesting, or I'll take up some topic that is quite peculiar in order to enhance your pronunciation or communication skills. So stay tuned for the next session. Thank you.